Alright guys, Cody here. Today we're working on my Chevy Tahoe with the 5.7 in there Vortec. Today we're going to be replacing the CV boot. I can show you guys here, it's torn. I tried to patch it, but you can't patch them. So today I'm going to show you guys how to replace that. Let's get started. Alright, before we get started, here's a few tools you might need. You know, breaker bar, ratchets, extensions, screwdrivers. It's all typical stuff. I got a 15mm here for the nuts that hold on the drive shaft. 7/8 to crack my lug nuts, and take out the axle nut. I got a big 36mm here. That might be the harder one to find. I had to runt that to be able to get this thing off. So, all right, let's get started. All right, to get started here, take a flathead screwdriver. Take this lid off. Reveals your lug nuts and everything. Alright, I'm going to crack the axle nut first. My big 36mm and my breaker bar. I've already cracked this main thing loose with a bigger breaker bar, so it was on there pretty good. That sucker's loose. The nut comes right off. There's a washer in here. Make sure you get that out. Alright, now I'm going to crack my lug nuts loose, my 7/8 socket. Just crack them loose and we jack it up before we take the tire off. Loose. I only tighten these to 100 foot-pounds, that's what the manual says. Make sure they're all loose. Hands are all loose. Just crack them all. And your manual usually tells you where a good spot to jack it up is. And I got a big 6-ton jack stand to put underneath there once I get it up. So here we go. So make sure you have a worthy enough jack to get your vehicle in the air. Apparently his jack is rated enough, but I want a floor jack. Alright, there's that. I'm gonna throw the jack stand underneath there. It's still not high enough. Might be able to get it in the front side. See, all my blocks are shifting a little bit. And we try to get it in front of the vehicle here. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to lower the jack down just a little bit, just so it's touching the jack stand. It's kind of evening out the load on both of them. I think we're caught. Make sure you tighten up your jack. Alright. Oh, we're not on that jack stand yet. Oh, we are. Yeah, the back one's on there. Alright, now. Alright, my vehicle's up in the air. I got it all jacked up. Tire's off the ground enough. Got the jack stand up here. Make sure everything's good. They're both holding. I got slightly on the jack stand and then the jack. So the jack did fail. The jack stand is still there. It's a 6-ton. Alright, so next, let's take off our lug nuts now. Alright. You can just do this with a ratchet or your breaker bar. I'm just going to use the impact maker. Now just take your tire off. Be careful, it's heavy. Heavy little bugger. Set that aside. Alright, so now next what I'm going to do, take some electrical tape. I'm going to wrap it around my studs so they don't get damaged. Let's do that to all of them. Alright, now I got all my lug nuts, wrapped in electrical tape. You gotta stop that axle from moving, spinning. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna take a hammer in here and stick it in there just like that. It's gonna hold it there. I don't know if that's the correct way to do it, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. Alright, so next, way in here, you got bolts all the way around this thing, and that will unbolt your CV shaft. What I'm gonna do is get your 15 mil socket and your breaker bar. Get right in here. One's broken loose. Two's broken loose. I don't know if I get the third one or not. Can't really see it too much, but I'm up there. Alright, so now I only got 2 there. Now what you can do is you take the hammer out, move it back. Now you can rotate it a little bit. Now you put it back in here, and now it will wedge itself again. Just do that until you get all the way around it, and you break them all loose. Alright, next one loose. Take it this. Yeah, we got that one. Spinning it. She has a better shot. Sorry about that. So I try and do this one-handed. Take the hammer out, spin it a little bit, put the hammer back in. Alright, now I worked my way all the way around and cracked them all loose. Now, I'm just going to take my ratchet and the socket. You might need an extension. And I just go around and take them all out. We might be hand loose enough to be able to get them out, but you can take your hammer out. Now they're all broken loose and you don't gotta worry about that. I used to be able to do them all by hand. We'll use my impact, but I can't fit it in here. There's one. Spin it a little bit. This one's a little bit tighter. I might need the ratchet. A little bit of a tight area, but not too bad. rotate it a little bit. Put your socket back in here. Number 3. A little tighter again. Feel extra turn. Lucky for me, there's a little bit of oil that's been dripping on them, and those come right loose. If not, just squirt some lubricant on there. It doesn't matter what kind, just whatever your preference is. I use fluid film. I like the stuff I use. It's really expensive, but it works good. Get that last one out. Alright, now I should be able to wiggle this a little bit. See? Break right loose. Alright. Just keep wiggle it around a little bit to get it off that disc. Maybe spin it a little bit. And I'm almost out of there. Come on, you little bugger. I'll get back to you once I get this thing. Alright guys, I'm back. I got that off of that. How I did it is I took this jacked up on the bottom of this and pushed the suspension up, and it just cleared to get out. Now, next problem I'm running into is this won't fit by this or the shock down there. This looks pretty crusty. There's a sway bar link here. I don't think that's gonna come off, which I replaced these shocks, so I know them will come off. So I just take that bolt off from the shock and move that out of the way a little bit. Then I should be able to get that shaft out. So I'm gonna take that shock off. Just the bottom bolt, that is. I should be able to move it, so I'll be back. Alright guys, I got it out. Freaking annoying thing. I thought it would just slide out, but kept hitting the shock up here and then the sway bar. So all I did is I took the bolt out of the shock, moved that out of the way, but what helps is jacking it up and down with another jack. Got another one here. Just keep moving up and down a little bit. That makes clearance for the CV shaft to fall out from the knuckle up there where it bolts on. And by doing that, it decompresses your shock, and then you let it down, take the bolt out of the shock. Then you just keep wiggling up and down, the shock will come off, then you should be able to wiggle everything out. So a little harder than I thought, but I got it out. The other one's a lot easier. It's got more space. This one's a little more jammed in there. But here's a little ripped CV boot. Not too good. Alright, so now I'll show you guys how to replace that. Alright, here we are. I had to tear this old boot off of here. My one clip's already loose, it holds the boot on. I'm just going to try using some side cutters here and cut it off of here. Do this or not. What also really helps, some latex gloves. gets really freaking nasty. And make sure you're wearing your safety glasses too. And you're not flying hitting you in the eyes. It's got it. Alright, there's the 1/2. Let's see a little clip off of there. I don't know how I'm going to do this side. Hopefully it's the same way. Alright guys, I'm back. I think I'm going to try using this die grinder here. A little cutting, just be able to cut those bands off. I also got the hose clamp right here. So cut that stuff off of there. Be careful not to nick the under part. Alright. Got that. Try this side up. That was pretty easy. So let's see if I get this boot off of here though. Never grab that utility knife. Right, there's that. I should just pull all off of here. I'm gonna cut this other one first. Cut that other freaking hose clamp off. I probably could just unscrew it, but I'm just gonna cut it off. Boom. Now it's time to clean this whole thing up. We gotta cut this old boot off. I just cut them right in half, right down the seam here. Alright, old boot is off. I got this electrical tape and crap on here and cut that all off. There you go, this old grease out of here. The boot that I bought has all brand new grease, so I'm gonna clean this all up and get back to you guys. Alright, I'm back. Got all the grease pretty much cleaned out here, swiped it up. It doesn't matter if it's still some excess in there, it's fine. Got that off. Wait, get these two apart. I should have filmed it, but That's not too bad. Just this little clip that holds it in. Yeah. Right. A little clip that holds it in here, which that just sits right in here. That basically, come on, sits right in there just like that. And see how there's a little arrow tip here? You just spread those two apart, then the shaft will pull right out. Which the boot that I bought comes with a new clip, so I'm going to replace that. Here's the new boot I got. Here's the part number in that. My boot is here. And I got the brand new boot. Here's the new clip. A bag of juicy grease. And the other band to hold it on. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to insert this new clip. Then I'm going to pack it full of grease. It's still clippy out of its bag. When you get it back in there, you kind of just pop it back in. So, yeah. It'll just click right back in there. There it goes. It kind of just sits right in there. And when you push the shaft back in, it will push all the way in and go click. Then just try pulling back on it and make sure you don't come out. But alright, now I'm gonna load this thing full of grease. Try to push all the grease back into a corner. You cut this corner off and juice it in there. Before I do that though, I'm gonna prep this side of it. I'm gonna clean this up with a little bit of brake cleaner and get the boot on here with the, yeah, just get the boot on here. You don't need to put the clip on yet because that go on afterwards. Alright, I got some brake cleaner here. That out of the way. Clean all the grease off of it. Clean that up. Now, if I get you guys high enough, should be able to maybe. The sun's blinding me, it's hard to see. Now you can take your shaft and slide your new boot over it. Just slide right on, just like that. Here's a new boot. We put the clips on afterwards. Now that's all ready to go into our little U-joint here. I'm gonna flip this thing back over. Get our grease ready. Cut the corner off. Now this is kind of hard part to start filming, but just try to squirt it and pack it way in there as hard as you can. And once it starts spinning around, that'll get all in there. I'm gonna pack this in here a little bit with my fingers. Annoying, greasy, dirty job, but alright, that's done. And just pack it in here as much as you can. No. I'm gonna set this down for a minute. For that gross glove. Let's see if I can get this thing to go back together now. I'm gonna stand it up. That clip might have moved. Let's see. What the hell happened here? Now the clip's in there. That clip's in there. Let me get this back together. Alright, I got it back in. You just want to pull it. You just want to pull it in and out a little bit. You'll hear it just moving a little bit, but it clicks right in. But what I ended up doing was taking this end here. I set it right down to the stool here. Then you take this shaft, straight up and down. You just jam it right down. It'll click right in. It really took me a couple seconds. Just push it right in after you put that new clip in there. Alright, so now I'm going to wipe all this mess down that I just made. Then we can slide the boot up there. Oh, fuck. Like I said, it's bent. What the fuck? You bastard. I figured it out. This last clip, it's the main one. And that hooks in, but that was bent in too far. And that's what happened. So now it should work. Look at that, it works now. I don't know how the hell that got bent, but... Alright, now I'm going to try something different. What you're supposed to do with these clamps, I'll show you on the bigger one, is once you get these around and hooked, there's a special tool that you pinch that with. I don't have that special tool, so I'm going to use some side cutters. It basically works as the same concept, except for it goes like that. So I should be able to do the same thing. Yep, worked just fine. Okay, that clips right on there, nice and tight. And now let's do this upper one. Alright, let's do this upper one now. Same thing, unhook your clip. You don't have to unhook it for this one, slide it over. Just make sure you get it on the groove just right where it's supposed to be. If that's not right, nothing's gonna seat right. Make sure that boot's seated all around this rim here, right up to where it's supposed to be. Get this clamp as tight as you can. and crimp that right down. Boom. One CV boom replaced. Alright, now I'm just going to wipe this all down with a rag, clean it all up a little bit, and we can put it back in the truck. Alright, we're back. I'm back over here with the truck. Got the new boot on, CV shaft, but way in here. See there's a seal in there? Take a little bit of CV shaft, grease, whatever's left in that bag, take a little ring and just wipe it around there. And on this surface here. There's a thin coat of grease on there so everything slides back together easy. You also can put some on these splines here. Just make everything come back together when they come back in here. Then you slide it right back in. Alright, we're back. Now I'm going to try sliding in this freaking shaft and see if I can get it back in or not. I greased it all up. Oh yeah, not too bad so far. I want to try to get no crud inside there, no rust, junk. I almost in. Alright, boom. I got this bottom hub in here. Now that's going back in there. What I'm gonna do is grab my washer and my nut and put that back on. What works really good is these hubcaps for all your parts tray. All your parts are in there. So grab your washer, slide that back on here, and your big nut. And put that back on there. And grab your big socket. I'm gonna use this impact here just to suck it back in. I'm gonna make sure this is on enough so I don't screw up any threads. Not a very powerful impact, but it gets the job done. I'm going to turn it a couple more times with a ratchet. 1/2 inch. If I can find where I put it. There it is. Okay, let me get you guys standing here, about to fall over. Alright, there we go. Alright, now you want to get your hammer again. Put that back in here. Now you just do it the opposite way. It works in the, well, it might not because I got the jack under there. It's pretty tight though. If you see, got the jack underneath there so the hammer don't hit the floor no more. That's alright, we got it pretty tight. And we'll torque it down later if I can find the torque specs online. Alright, now that that's in, now the fun part, I don't even know if I get this back in. I got this out, I got this over without taking that shock off. Just by jacking up the car, I got it over there. Yeah, I might have to jack it up some more. I don't know. Let's see if I get it. Let's see now. Oh, yeah, I'll get it. I'm right there. Need a couple more pumps on the jack. Oh yeah. Bingo. Alright, now he's got, can you see it on here? Yeah, you spin the back one or the front one and get the holes lined up. Now you just spin the back one, it's easier. You're right there, you line up your holes. And you put a couple of your bolts in. Just get them in there hand tight. I might be able to get you a better shot. Let's see. That's a little better. Maybe. I can rotate it a little bit. Grab a couple more. Up. That one going there a little tight, but alright, next. Got 2 more to go. Alright, now I got all my bolts in there just snug. Now I'm going to lower down this jack I got under here. Alright, let that back down. Alright, that's off. That puts everything back at where it was. Now you'll be able to get the ratchet and everything in there. You know, use my hammer to jam up the tire. We put our hammer back under here. Yeah, this way. We want to do it the opposite way now because we're turning the tire the opposite way. Come on. Right there. Now rest right down and on there. Now I'm gonna go around, just spin it around, tighten them all up. Nothing too crazy, just snug them all down at first. You know, try to do a cross pattern. Tighten them all up. And just, once you get them tight, just like a quarter turn more. Just make sure they're good and tight. Alright, I got them all snugged down, as you can see. Now I'm going to jam the hammer in there to stop the thing from spinning, and go one by one and tighten them up. Now it's all on or even, so. Alright, two. So once you get them nice and tight, and just wrench them a quarter turn more. There we go. Okay. Oop. Hammer came out. We good now. That one alright. Okay. Alright. They're all tight. Alright, now we just gotta put our shock bolt back in. I don't know how fun this is gonna be, but wedged. I'm gonna put the jack back underneath it, underneath the swing arm here, and lift up and down a little bit. You gotta get it seated back in where it's gotta go. I think it's kind of a little wedge there. There it goes. The whole line's right up. Slide my bolt through. Boom. I'm gonna grab another washer for this side. I'll be right back. Alright, got my washer. Put the nut back on. I got a wrench for the back side. It is 11/16. Because the back nut's always gonna spin for sure. My impact here. Feel over here a little bit. Alright, now I got the ratchet here somewhere. Alright, we're back. Everything, I tightened up all the shocks. Brand new boot in there. Everything's good. We're ready to put the tire back on. But we gotta make sure to take our tape off our studs. Put those on there so we didn't damage anything. I was gonna torque down this axle nut here, but I cannot find my torque wrench, so. Take all the tape off. Oops. Just happened there. Alright, so you got all your tape off. And next, I'm going to spray down my brake rotor here with some brake cleaner. Just in case I touch it with oil and I don't need those on my brake pads. Do the backside. Let that sit for a minute, that'll dry right up to it evaporates. Alright, now we're ready to put our wheel back on. Let's get you here on the tripod. And we'll grab the wheel. Careful not to throw your back out. Sometimes it helps using your feet. Sit on your butt. Alright. Almost on there. Alright, there she is, I think. Throw your lug nuts on here. I would throw a drop of anti-seize on all of these. I'm just going to be taking this off again soon, so put a drop of anti-seize on all your lug nuts. Helps lubricate them. And let's get them all snug down. I'm going to grab my 1/2-inch ratchet with my 7/8 socket. If I get you guys to sit here. There we go. These are all supposed to be torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. Alright, got all my lug nuts pretty tight. As tight as I get with the air, with the car in the air. Alright, now I can lower your vehicle down. I don't know if I can get you in here. Alright. Well, I gotta raise it up, get the jack stand out first. Pull your jack stand out. Now slowly drop your vehicle down. Alright, she's sitting on her own weight. Alright, now I grab my breaker bar, my big socket, make sure this axle nut is nice and tight. I don't know the torque specs on it, and I don't know where my torque wrench is to torque it down, but I know it was pretty tight when I took it off there, so I'm gonna put it back on there nice and tight. Oops. Come over here. A little bit of leverage. Alright. It's good and tight on there now. Now, grab our 7/8 socket. Make sure all the lug nuts are tight. Always tighten everything in a cross pattern. And try to use a 6-point socket if you can help it. Make sure you're gonna strip out your lug nuts. Alright, let's do a final around all the way around it. Make sure it's all tight. Alrighty. Get your wheel cover back on. Just like that. That's how you change a CV boot. Alright guys, that's how you change a CV boot in 1997 Chevy Tahoe. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the video, and have a nice day. It's a beautiful day out here in New York right now. Freaking great. About 70 degrees, nice and sunny. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Bye.